Hey, thanks for joining. Today I'll teach you how to save more on TV, internet, and streaming. You've probably heard the phrase cutting the cord, and maybe you've wondered if it's something you could do. I will teach you some ways that you can spend less and save more on your TV, internet, and streaming. Joining me today for this episode is Rosie from New Hampshire. Hey, Rosie. Okay, Rosie, we'll come back to you. Have fun in the snow. A lot of us have entertainment bundles, which include TV and internet, maybe even landline phone. These costs add up to a lot. I'm sure some of you look at the bill from your provider and hate paying this every month, vowing to make a change but never getting around to it. And on top of this, we have streaming services. So let's take a look at some data. According to a Doxo Insights report from 2021, 82% of US households have a cable and internet bill. And the average cable, television, and internet bill for US households is $116. But according to decisiondata.org, the average cable package is $217 per month. This data is a little bit inconsistent and confusing, so let's split the difference and call it $167. According to Statista, the average US household spends $87 a year on streaming service plans, or $7 per month. So we'll call our baseline spending $175 per month on average for TV, internet, and streaming. Well, Rosie, this is actually lower than a lot of people are paying. Let's look at ways to simplify and reduce costs. I can think of a few possible approaches. One is to assess what aspects of the service you use the most and cut out what you don't use. The other option is to determine the bare minimum needed and slowly build from there based on what you miss and want over time. If you have cable TV, what channels or shows do you watch regularly? Make a list with your family. Okay, Rosie, that's on the list. How many of these shows are available through streaming services? There are sites like Just Watch, where you can search a show by title and it will tell you where you can stream it. Google also does a pretty good job of providing this info. If your bundle includes home phone, do you really need a landline phone, or can you use mobile phone instead? Ask yourself, what is the bare minimum needed for your home to function? I would argue that this is internet. You should also get a rough idea of what internet speed you'll need. If you have a small household with a handful of devices that will connect to the internet at the same time, you can probably get away with the minimum speed offered by your provider, something like 10 or 15 megabits per second. If you don't know what speed your plan has today, check with your provider. And you should also check your actual speed with something like speedtest.net. See the link in the description. Also, don't pay the monthly amount to rent the modem from your internet provider. Ask them for a list of compatible gateways or modem or router so you can purchase your own. You'll make it out ahead in less than a year in most cases. There are several alternatives for live TV. First and cheapest is digital broadcast TV, which is free. Your local broadcast television stations are available to you if you connect an external antenna. To determine what channels are available to you, I recommend going to antennaweb.org and enter your address or zip code. Use your address for the most accuracy. Based on this, you can see the channels available and relative signal strength. You will likely need to invest in some form of an external antenna, depending on how close you live to major cities. I have used a 60-mile range antenna previously and received Boston-based channels from southern New Hampshire, 40 miles away. Other live TV options are the likes of YouTube TV, Sling TV, or Hulu Live. These are likely cheaper than your cable TV, and if you need live TV, these are options. If live TV doesn't matter to you, you can really save some money. You can get a cheap streaming device like a Roku, a Google Chromecast, or Amazon Fire Stick, and stream on-demand shows. or your smart TV might support many of the streaming apps natively. As far as the streaming services go, I recommend limiting yourself to a few at a time so you know you're using what you have. Rotate these based on the shows you're watching or the shows being released. With a little bit of planning, you can make this work. Also, take advantage of free trials to try out a service or to check out that one show everyone is talking about. If there are any streaming services that you absolutely always want to have, look to see if there's a discount for paying annually rather than monthly. There are also some free streaming services out there. Tubi, Pluto TV, and Canopy are examples. So, let's say you decide to make changes and move forward with the following plan. Internet only at $50 per month, and 3 separate streaming services at $25 total per month. Let's assume your previous monthly cost was that $175 we talked about earlier, and with the changes you're making, the new monthly cost is $75, which is a monthly savings of $100. This is an annual savings of $1,200, which, growing at 8% for 25 years, is $95,103. It's good to look at how much this is costing your future self, as it helps to decide whether the spending is worth it to you. Personally, I dropped cable about 10 years ago at a similar savings of $100 per month and never looked back. Thanks for joining me, Rosie. Okay, I see she's back to playing in the snow. I hope you learned something that you can take action on today. Thanks for watching.